divergence on the price of Bitcoin at this very point. We see this bearish divergence that just appeared on the chart, not quite long. And what is going to happen in the market? Will this market still come back here before the next move to the upside, or market is going to come back to this very point before the next move to the upside? We just took a trade on the Telegram channel, and if you come to the SUIUST network right at this very point, there is a divergence right here as well. Will this market come back down for the next move to the upside? Because I still believe that this token still have capacity of moving all the way to the upside in the next 1 to 2 months. And if you come to the piusdt 4-hour chart, we took a trade around this very area right here. Market move upward a little bit into profit and then come back down. And I was expecting that the market from this very point of support bounce off, but market come back down and hit us out of the market. Let's discuss all of this and many more in this very video. So pay attention and watch the video all the way to the very end. The first thing is the btcusdt price action, and this is the 4-hour chart. If you remember, this very level of important support is where I was still looking at, and this very point as well is still very valid in the market. We took a position not quite long on the Telegram channel right at this very point, this very position right here, and I said 1% equity. And this is super important because this trade is in loss already, as you know. And at this very point, I am expecting that the market bounce off a little bit before they move into this very point. And however, if the market move back down into this very area right here, then we can see the market stop us out. But right now, we should expect the market to break out first before we can say that this very divergence is valid. For now, this divergence is not valid. For this divergence to be valid, we need to see a breakout of this level of important support right at this very point. That is, if we see the market come back down and we see a breakout at this very point, then that means market now have capability of coming back to this very area before the next move upward, or market come back down into this very area before the next move upward. So this is what we need to pay attention to right now, irregardless of the fact that we are in a buy position to the upside. And this is super important for the Bitcoin price action moving forward. And if we see this, that means the capability of the market moving upward this week may not happen that aggressively. That means market can come all the way to the downside because I'm on the 4-hour chart, and then have some consolidation within this very area before the next move to the upside, or market come back down into this very area and then consolidation a little bit before the next move to the upside. And this is super important because of this very divergence that is yet to play out on the price action. The only time we can confirm that this divergence is going to play out on price action is when we see this very breakout happen on this very level of support. And that was why we took that position, because the divergence is yet to be confirmed. And if you come to the 1-day chart, if you look at the 1-day chart, we are now having dull momentum all around this very area. Remember, market has already created a new high, which is higher than this very resistance right at this very point, which means market have capability of coming back down before the next move upward. And I've already said it that even though we see the market retrace a little bit, Bitcoin still have enough momentum to move all the way to the upside. And if you take a further look at what has happened before on the Bitcoin 1-day chart, discover that this is a complete divergence right at this very point. Market continued to move all the way to the upside, creating new highs on the indicator. But on the price action, market was creating new lows. But you see a breakout right at this very point. This breaks out, and after that breakout, market begin to move upward. What that means is that after this very breakout we see right at this very point, market move upward, retracement can happen a little bit before the next move to the upside. That means despite retracement, market is going to still move all the way to the upside. And if you come to the piusdt 4-hour chart, we're in the position right at this very point within this very price region right here, in this very area right at this very point. Market moved upward in profit a little bit, but our target was at this very point right here, and the market did not even come into half profit. So market began to come back to the downside into this very area. Personally, I was expecting that the market bounce off from this very point all the way to the upside, but the opposite happened. Market come back down and hit us out within this very point with this very candle right here after this very breakout of support. So right now market is in this very point of important support, which also have high possibility to break, because right now market in this very point of support, which is a very key support where the market moved from in the past, mean that market can move up a little bit and then come back down. And this very level of support right here will now act as resistance. I mean, this very level of support at this very point, that means we see a bounce up from this very point to this very area, market can come back down. This will not turn resistance for the market to come back to the downside on the 4-hour chart. That means I am not going to take a position on Pi until I see overwhelming reason for the market moving all the way to the upside on this very price action, since we are stopped out of this very position. And this is what we need to pay attention to right now for the Pi price chart. And if you come to the suiusdt price action, I am on the 1-day chart. You discover that the market at this very point breakout, and after this very breakout, market begin to move upward. I wanted to see a significant move for the SUI token all the way to the upside, because I bought some of this token in the past and I want to see overwhelming reason why we should invest more in this very token. The SUI token is one of the tokens that's going to do well in this very bull market. However, markets still have to retrace and then taking a position either where the market is right now or after retracement will be the nice idea, because if you look at the 1-week chart, markets still have more and more capacity moving all the way to the upside. And that was exactly the same thing I said right here on the Telegram channel. SUI coin still good to buy for 6 months or 1-year investment from on-chain data and technical analysis. You have to do your research and invest what you can afford to lose only. This is very, very important. So what I am expecting right now is for the market to retrace a little bit, not much retracement, before the market to move upward. And if I mark out the levels that are very, very important right here, you discover that this very point on this very chart is a point of interest that you must have to pay attention to for this retracement to get into before the next move to the upside. This very area right here is the first point of interest. Then the next point of interest on this very price action is this very area as well. So you need to pay attention to these 2 levels. These are the points I am expecting retracement to enter into before the next move to the upside. Market come back down, move into this very area, next move upward, or market come back down, move into this very area, next move to the upside. So between this very area of support and this very area of support, any of this is going to hold the market for the next move all the way to the upside. And this is what you must have to pay attention to if you are investing in this very coin. However, you can dollar cost average your position by buying 50% right here, and if the market dip down into this very point, you buy another 50%, or you do 25% 4 times. This is super important if you are taking this very position for 6 months and 1 year holding, and you must have to invest what you can afford to lose. And this is super important. So this is what I am not looking at on the SUI token, on Bitcoin price action, and on Pi. Consider supporting this channel by leaving a like for this video, subscribe if you have not, and turn on the bell notification for more crypto videos like this one. Also check the channel for other crypto content. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.